So, a reminder before the lesson begins, make sure you're taking notes and you're listening and watching for the keyword or phrase.
Let's get to it. Okay, so welcome back. We are going to be learning about solving systems of equations algebraically, but using our substitution method this time. We already know how to solve a system using graphing and our graphing calculators, but today we're going to be talking about using the substitution method. So the first couple of steps that you're going to need to follow, you're going to need to solve for one of the variables. You're either going to solve for x or you'll solve for y equals, just for one of the equations. Then you're going to use that expression and substitute that into the other equation. So this is where it gets its name. We're going to substitute the expression that you just solved for that one variable, whether it's x or y, and you're going to substitute that into the other equation. Then you're going to solve for your variable. Because since you've already solved for the first variable, x equals whatever, you'll be solving for y. If you solved for y in one of the equations and then substituted into the second equation, you'll be finding x equals. Trust me, this will make a lot more sense when you're actually doing an example. Once you find that variable that you're solving for, you're going to use it to find the one you've solved for, that you originally solved for, so the other variable. And then you're going to write out your solution. And remember, your solution is an ordered pair. This is where your two equations are going to intersect each other. That is where your solution will be. So again, you can always check your answer that you're doing algebraically, graphically, on your graphing calculator. Remember, you just have to have it in your y equals mx plus b form of an equation. So let's try this out. So we want to make sure that we are solving for one variable. Here it makes it very easy for us. We already have a y equals. So we don't actually have to do much in this example. So what we're going to do, we'll take y and we'll substitute that into my other equation where it has y. So it'd be just x plus 3 equals 5. Here we're going to be solving for x. So we'll have inverse operations. We're just solving an equation like normal, subtracting 3 from both sides to get x equals 2. We have x equals 2. We know y is going to be 3, so our solution would be 2 comma 3, because as our ordered pair or coordinate point, this would be our x and this is our y value. And again, our y value is already given, so we don't have to actually find it. Let's try the second example. So here we have our y equals, it was solved for us, but now we have 3x. So we're still going to substitute that into where our y value is. So we have 2x plus 3 times 3x equals 55. So we're just substituting y for y. So 2x plus 9x equals 55. 2x plus 3x, 2x plus 9x, combining our like terms, we get 11x equals 55. We're isolating our variable. Divide both sides by 11, x equals 5. So like one of our steps said, that we are going to use that variable now, x equals, and substitute it back into our other equation to get what y will be. So y equals 3 and our x is 5. So we know y will be 15 because 3 times 5 is 15. Our solution, or our ordered pair, would be 5 comma 15. This is a solution, our point of intersection, if we're talking about graphing on the graphing calculator. Okay, moving on to our third example. We have two equations. We want to solve for one of them. So I'm actually just going to take our first equation and just solve for y equals. So I'm just going to move over our 3x plus y equals 1. Add 3x to both sides. y equals 3x plus 1. Now what I can do is I can substitute that as y. So we have 4x plus, we're going to take that expression, 3x plus 1 equals 8. Now we have to just combine our like terms, solve for x. We'll get 7x plus 1 equals 8. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. 7x equals 7, and our x value will be 1. I'm going to use my x and substitute that into my other equation in order to get y. So I have y equals 3 times 1 plus 1. Y equals 3 plus 1. Y would equal 4. So here I can write my solution as 1 comma 4. All right, so what you're going to do is try number 4. Use the substitution method if you want. You can check with your graphing calculator, and then we'll go over it together. All right, so we're already given x equals, so we just have to substitute that in for our x. So we have 2 times y plus 2 plus 2y equals 8. Remember, this whole expression will be substituted in for your x value, and they are connected by multiplication, so that's why 2 times y plus 2. And remember, this is an expression, so it has to be placed into parentheses. So you're going to distribute. You get 2y plus 4 plus 2y equals 8. Again, combining our like terms. 4y plus 4 equals 8. Subtract 4. Isolating our variable again. Divide, and we'll get y equals 1. So here we're going to use x equals y plus 2. We're going to substitute y into this expression and get x equals. So we have 1 plus 2 and x equals 3. And our solution would therefore be 3 comma 1. Our last example. Here, if you notice, we have them both set to y equals. When you have that type of situation and they're equal to the same variable, you can just actually set them equal to each other because they're being set equal to the same thing. So when you have both equations solved for the same variable, you set them equal to each other. So here we would have 2x plus 5 equals to x plus 2. And then you would just start to solve for x. So we have minus x, x plus 5 equals 2. Subtract 5 from both sides. X equals negative 3. And you can pick either one of these in order to substitute your x variable into in order to find y. I'm just going to take the second one, y equals x plus 2. So y equals negative 3 plus 2. Y equals negative 1. Therefore, our solution would be negative 3 comma negative 1. And there you have it. So if you have any questions, make sure you email me, you ask me in class, write them down while going through this lesson. I'll post the answer keys on Google Classroom. There is a classwork assignment and a homework assignment, so just double check those. There is a Google form as an exit ticket, so make sure you fill out and finish all the different assignments. It'll be listed for you. And I'll see you guys soon, hopefully. Bye.